So if you're wandering around the NEC show in February, where we are now, you will see the stand Alan Rogers. I'm here with Rob. You're not Alan, are you?
I'm not Alan, no. Although we do get mistaken, myself and John, who's one of our assessors, often get mistaken for Alan and often called Alan. But no, definitely not Alan.
So we've called this podcast, Who is Alan Rogers Anyway? Tell us more. Who was he?
So Alan started out the business in 1968. He was a pioneer in the camping industry. Back then, campsites throughout Europe were not quite as slick and polished as they are today. And he was very influential in changing the way that campsites marketed themselves and the facilities that they had available.
Right, okay. And Alan was frustrated, wasn't he, with the kind of quality and calibre of the information out there on campsites. This is pre the internet. And basically wrote a guidebook, didn't he, on campsites across... Was it just the UK initially?
No. The first guidebook had about between 50 and 60 campsites in it, primarily France, but also a little bit of Spain, Germany and Italy, but nothing in the UK at that time when they did the first one. From then it's grown. From that initial 50 or so, we've got now about 11,000 campsites on our database, of which 8,000 we deem are of sufficient quality to be published on our website. From that 8,000, every year we inspect about 500 or 600. We've got a team of assessors that go out on the road and do that. There's about 30 of those. They've each got their own patch throughout Europe, and we've got some roving reporters as well. And then from that 500, we produce the product that you can see behind me there. That's the Alan Rogers Guide, and we select the best 400 sites in that guide. So every year it's a different selection, and we market it very much as a selection rather than an all-encompassing guide.
Yeah, a definitive list, yeah.
Absolutely.
So the people that do the assessment then, these are kind of, they're often, I mean, friends of mine do it, they're retired, and they're off all the time.
They are, yeah. They're generally ex-professionals. Quite often they're either teachers or police, and they've got time on their hands. They're generally retired, and yeah, they just love being out on the road and wearing this badge, which they're very proud of, and they like to get out on the campsites, throughout the year.
And so if people want to do that, can they get paid for doing that?
Yeah, there is a small commission per site. Unfortunately, we don't pay fuel expenses given the current crisis and the cost of producing the thing. But yeah, they get paid for the site, and quite often they'll get the campsite owners. They know and have worked with us for 50 plus years. So quite often they'll offer them a free pitch and a meal in the restaurant, that sort of thing. So the perks on top of the pittance that I pay them is well worth it.
And it's kind of a free holiday almost, isn't it?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. Brilliant. So the guide itself, how much does it cost?
So it's 15 quid normally, retail price. We always do a show offer, and generally we sell this year's edition, which comes out in February, alongside last year's edition. So the reason being, every guide we've inspected a different 500 sites, so we always include last year's. So we do a bulk deal on both guides, and then you get around 800 campsite reviews.
Right, wow. And what kind of information is there on each campsite?
Shall I show you one?
Yeah, go on, let's grab one.
So
it's a big book.
It is a big book. The way that the guide works is we have this colour code down the side, and then inside the front cover is the map, which shows you all the countries that we cover. As you can see from the side, France is the biggest section. Then we've, given the pandemic, the green section, Britain and Ireland, is a bigger section than we normally produce, and then France, Spain and Portugal is also a big section.
So for those listening, we've got coloured stripes down the outer edge of the book, haven't we? And you just go, I guess you learn what colour is which country. Yeah,
quite rapidly you can pick up on that.
Yeah.
And at the back of the book we have some maps, and as you can see, Matt, there's we always give a good geographic spread in every country, so we've always got something in the north, south, east and west, if there are any islands. So if I show you the France section, you'll see that we've got things out on Corsica. The same goes for the Spanish islands, certainly in the Med, not so much out to the Canaries, unfortunately. My budget doesn't quite stretch to a holiday over there every year. So once the users found the campsite Alan Rogers number, we direct them to the index where they can find the page. On the page, you've got a number of images, a review, and a description of the facilities. You've also got the opening dates, number of pictures. A lot of our customers prefer smaller campsites rather than the larger commercial ones, so we always give them a flavour of that, which again you get from the photographs. There are all the contact details, and as you can see there's a QR code, so that allows them to scan that. So if it's the area that they're looking for, but maybe it's not quite the right site, or maybe it's fully booked the week they want to go, then on the website they get an extended review, they get video, they get more images, and they also get a list of nearby alternate sites that, again, we've inspected within the last 3 years.
Right, brilliant.